The answer is yes, you are. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're addicted to porn. I bet that in your mind some thoughts just formed about, like, no, I'm not addicted. I bet I could go and go on NoFap and I wouldn't be addicted. Well, do it then. Like, imagine this, you could go on like a week of NoFap, and then on the 8th day you could do it for how many times you wanted. Do this, like, actually go a week of NoFap, and then on the 8th day, if you manage to go a week without it, you could do it how many times you wanted. I bet that if you've, watched porn for at least 6 months or so, or maybe a year, you're not gonna succeed in this. You're not gonna manage to get to a week. Like, I'm fully confident in this. And if you don't believe me, just try it, literally. It's useless for you to just sit there and disagree with me. Try this, prove me wrong, and then write a comment that I'm not even gonna read because I have my comments disabled, but write a comment and tell me that you actually managed to do that. If you didn't know that fapping is actually bad for you, no matter what the media says, that it's, healthy and stuff, if you do, if you don't know that it's bad, you're very similar to me a couple of years ago, because I was fully unaware of the fact of the negative things that were happening to my brain when I was watching porn for every day, for like multiple times a day. I didn't know how bad it was rotting my brain, and just the amount of thoughts, bad thoughts that were taking place inside my mind, because, like, simply because I watched porn so much. And I bet that if you are in a similar situation and you don't know that porn is bad for you, I bet that it would completely change your life, and you'd become more productive. You just like life more if you stopped watching porn. But it's not an easy task to accomplish. But I'm here to help you, because I'm making progress in this. I'm still not completely at the top, but I'm making progress in this, and I really want other people around the world to quit porn finally. When I did realize it was a problem and I tried to stop, it was like a complete disaster. I couldn't make it to even a day, because people on YouTube were talking about how they could go 3 days or a week without it and then they'd relapse. But then there was me, who in the same day had already fucked twice while being on NoFap, like actively trying not to fap, and still I did it twice a day. And it was just horrible for me, because how can you be on NoFap and still do it more than once per day? That's pretty, impressive. So yeah, that's where I was. People on YouTube talking about 1 week, and I was doing it more than 7 times a week. And then something else popped up, which was the fact that I was looking for ways to cope. I kept telling myself, well, it's not that big of a problem because people do it every day. It's healthy for your, dick health, and it's also it's a lot of ways that were just copes, because I wanted to quit, but also was trying to convince myself that it wasn't so bad to do it. So I just had this kind of two sides. My mind was split into, one side was trying to quit and the other one was trying not to quit. It was just so bad. And now I'm not gonna say that now the situation is completely solved, because it's not. I had like more than 2 years of this process of watching porn, and it wasn't. The fact is, it's not just normal porn. It was bad stuff also, and I'm not gonna just assume that in months of trying to quit I'm gonna quit, because that's not how it works, and you shouldn't, and you also shouldn't think that, because you need to have realistic expectations, which doesn't mean to just cope and just keep watching porn and stuff, but to be realistic with yourself, know that you are going to quit sooner or later, but that you need to take it slow, and that if you have 2 years of watching porn every day, it's not like in 3 months you're going to just fully recover. That's unfortunately that's not how it works. That's not how it worked for me, but also for no one else. So relax and take it slow, but it's going to happen. You just need to do the right things and think the right thing also. The reason why I say that you need to think the right thing and not only do the right thing is because there is this sort of mental barrier that you put on yourself unconsciously, and it's that your self-image, that's basically what you think of yourself unconsciously. So you're not really trying to think this, but you see yourself as someone who's trying to quit. And if you do that, a part of your brain still knows that it's your identity to fap, but you're trying to change that. Well, that's not what you want. What you want is to, instead of seeing yourself as someone who's trying to not fap, to just try and not think about it at all. Because if you just forget that no fap exists altogether, so you stop watching videos on not fapping, you stop watching all these timeline videos that are lying to you, because you're never gonna just attract girls magically just because you don't fap. And if you stop watching this type of stuff and just stop keeping reminding yourself of the fact that you're trying to go no fap, you are gonna get more progress. As I already said, I want you to know that you shouldn't listen to all the people that say that masturbation is healthy and it's normal and you should do it, because even though it may be healthy for your dick health on the long run, but that's like so insignificant compared to the mental benefits you get when you stop, when you are fapping once a year. The difference is so crazy. And I had a period in my nofap journey where I was like doing very very good, and now I'm not doing so good, at least not as much as I was doing in the past. But for that period I was doing great, like wonderful progress. My mental health was so good, and it was so like I was happy, like fully really happy that I quit, because you get pleasure when you fap, and that's okay, we can all agree on that. But you get such a higher level of pleasure when you don't fap on the long run. That's the problem in the long run, because everyone wants to have pleasure right now and feel good right now. But if you actually spend some time trying to quit, and you spend 6 months trying, and eventually you get to 1 fap a month, 2 faps a month, I mean at that point you're almost at the end point, almost, because you never know what can happen. Like in my case, I was doing very good. Now I'm still doing okay, but not nearly as bad as I was years ago. But my progress now is less compared to how it was on like February, March. So anything can happen. It felt like porn was like fogging my brain. I couldn't see clearly because of it. And it's when you manage to clear all the fog by quitting, or almost quitting, your life improves drastically. I think that fapping is one of the biggest problems for young men nowadays, because it's very hard to quit, especially when you started fapping at 13 and now you're 16 trying to quit. You have 3 years of progress of consistent practice of masturbation, and it becomes so fucking hard to quit, especially because it's so pleasurable and stuff. and but I think that when you manage to quit, you become so proud of yourself. You just become a different man, and that's what I want for you. So please go and watch this video right now on how to quit, and see you in the next video.